BA2463B. We are going to present about Northern Africa and Southwestern Asia. I am going to present about Northern Africa, the country of Northern Africa. I chose 3 countries, which is Morocco, Egypt, and Sudan. As for Morocco, the full name of the Morocco itself is Al-Mamlaka Al-Maghribiyah, which is the Kingdom of Morocco. Morocco is a mountainous country of western North Africa that lies directly across the Strait of Gibraltar from Spain. Morocco has been subject to extensive migration and has long been the location of urban communities that were originally settled by people from outside the region. Egypt, the full name is Jamhuriyat Mis Al-Arabiyah, which is Arab Republic of Egypt. Egypt is the country located in the northeastern corner of Africa. Egypt's heartland is the Nile River Valley and Delta, was the home of one of the principal civilizations of the ancient Middle East, and like Mesopotamia further east, was the site of one of the world's earliest urban and liberal societies. Sudan is Jamhuriyat al-Sudan, Republic of the Sudan. Sudan is a country which is located in northeastern Africa. The name Sudan derives from Arabic expression, which is Bilad al-Sudan. We call it land of the blacks, by which medieval Arab geographers referred to the settled African countries that began at the southern edge of the Sahara. Next is the climate. Morocco, north of the Western Sahara, particularly along the coast, experience a typical Mediterranean climate with mild wet winter and hot dry summer, while Egypt is basically bi-seasonal with winter and summer. In northernmost Sudan, northerly winds prevail for most of the year, and rainfall is rare. The environmental issue. As for Morocco, there was much exploitation of agriculture and mineral resource of the territory, which has led to land degradation, soil erosion, and ultimately desertification. In Egypt, the Greater Cairo area has the worst air pollution in Egypt. Farms from Cairo's millions of vehicles, combined with suspended particulate sand blown into urban area from the neighboring western desert, create an almost permanent haze over the city. And Sudan is facing a wide range of environmental, social, and natural resource challenges such as deforestation, land degradation, loss of diversity and habitats, pollution of air, land and water conflict over diminishing natural resources. As for the history and culture, for the Morocco, it has been inhabited since Paleolithic times. During the Upper Paleolithic, the Maghreb was more fertile than it is today, resembling a savanna more than today's arid landscape Morocco. While Egyptian culture flourished during this long period and remained distinctive Egyptian in its religion, arts, language, and customs. And history of Sudan includes both the territory that composes Republic of the Sudan, South Sudan, as well as that a larger region known by its terms to Sudan. The modern Republic of Sudan was formed in 1956. Mostly of Northern Africa, they spoke Arabic. The current issue lastly is the economic activities. For Morocco, major resources of the Moroccan economy are agriculture, phosphate minerals, and tourism. For Egypt, highly centralized economy focused on important substitution under President Gamal Abdel El Nasser. And Sudan, their economic activity is outside of the oil sector. Agriculture comes for most of Sudan economic activity.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Amirah from BA2463B. I'm going to present about North Africa. So basically, North Africa have 7 countries, but I have chosen 3 countries that I want to present: Malaysia, Tunisia, Libya, Algeria. And as you can see right now, I'm wearing a top, a robe, or Malaysia will call it as jubah. So, I'm going to present about the state of Libya. Libya is a country in the Maghreb region in North Africa, bordered by the Mediterranean Sea to the north, Egypt to the east, Sudan to the southeast, Chad to the south, Niger to the southwest, Algeria to the west, and Tunisia to the northwest. Libya is also the 4th largest country in Africa and 16th largest country in the world. Libya's largest city and capital is Tripoli, which is located in western Libya. Next, the Republic of Tunisia. Tunisia is a country in the Maghreb region of North Africa, covering 163,610 square kilometers. Its northernmost point, Cape Angela, is also the northernmost point on the African continent. Lastly, the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Algeria is a country in the Maghreb region of North Africa. The capital and most populous city in Algiers, located in the far north of the country on the Mediterranean coast. Algeria is the 10th largest country in the world and the largest spy area in the African Union and the Arab world. Moving on to the climates. Climates for Algeria. Northern Algeria is in the temperate zone and enjoys a mild Mediterranean climate. As for Tunisia, Tunisia's climate is Mediterranean in the north with mild rainy winters and hot dry summers. Meanwhile for Libya, the Libya Desert, which covers much of Libya, is one of the most arid and sun-baked places on earth. Next, the environmental problems. The Northwest Saharan Aquifer System, NWSAS, is one of the most important reserves of water in the North African region, largely non-renewable in nature and shared by Algeria, Libya, and Tunisia. the history and culture of the three countries. Libya's history. On 24th December 1951, Libya declared its independence as the United Kingdom of Libya, a constitutional and hereditary monarchy under King Idris, Libya's only monarch. Their culture is most Libyans are Berber and Arab, and 96.6% are Muslim Sunnis. Next, Tunisia. The history of Tunisia. The present-day Republic of Tunisia, Al-Jamhuriya Al-Tunisia, is situated in northern Africa. Their culture. The culture of Tunisia is mixed due to its long-established history of outside influence from people such as Romans, Vandals, Arabs, Turks, Italians, Spaniards, and the French. Algeria. Much of the history of Algeria has taken place on the fertile coastal plain of North Africa, which is often called by the Maghreb. The culture for Algeria is Arabic is Algeria's primary language and is spoken by around 82% of the populace. Islam is the official religion of Algeria, and the majority of Algerians are Muslims. Current issues. Nearly a decade ago, citizens across the Middle East and North Africa, MENA, region rose up in protest during the so-called Arab Spring, triggering a number of political and economic shifts, the effects of which are still being felt today. Lastly, the economic activities. Libya's economy almost entirely dependent on oil and gas exports. It has struggled since 2014 given security and political instability, disruptions in oil production, and decline in global oil prices.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Ainur and I am from BA2463B. Today I want to talk about Southwestern Asia. These are the maps of our Southwest Asia. United Arab Emirates is located in the southeast of Arabian Peninsula in the Southwest Asia on the Persian Gulf. The tranquil Indian Ocean surrounds United Arab Emirates. Now we will go to the history of the United Arab Emirates. The civilization has emerged from the Neolithic period, and trade has started abundant, especially copper trade from Hajar Mountains. Climate in the United Arab Emirates is humid and hot. Rainfall occurs in February and March. Meanwhile, summer is around April and September. Majority of the country's occupants are Muslims, and the rest of them are Christians, Buddhists, Hindus, Sikhs, and Parsis. Lugaima is the traditional dessert that Emirati people always eat. Abaya, like what I'm wearing right now, and Kandura are their traditional clothes. Now we will talk about the country's economy activity. They do export activity and they export crude oil and natural gas. Besides, power plants and industries also contribute to the economic growth of the country. Since the country is one of the greatest producers of the crude oil, it has the tendency towards increase of the numbers of problems connected to the ballast water. The last environmental problem is influence of the oil extraction industry. Oil spills cause a harm to the coastline and lead to the appearance of the marine pollution. Iraq is located at the southwestern Asia. It is bordered by Jordan and Syria on the west, Turkey on the north, Iran on the east, and the Persian Gulf, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia on the south. It is watered by two major rivers, which are Tigris and the Euphrates. Iraq was one of the early sites of complex human civilization and agricultural practice. On November 11, 1920, the region became a British mandate under the League of Nations and it's called State of Iraq. Iraq experiences extreme seasonal variation in temperatures as a subtropical desert. The Sharqi, a southerly wind that blows from April through early June and again in October and November. The official languages of Iraq are Arabic and Kurdish. Around 69% of the Iraqi Muslims are Shias, while the rest are Sunnis. Other populations are Kuzi, Akuba, and Gauls. Oil provides more than 90% of the government revenue. Since the start of the US-led war in Iraq in 2003, foreign aid has become a major component of Iraq's economy as well. The first environmental problem is biodiversity loss. The country's rich flora and fauna are threatened by industrial pollution, climate change, and war, from the UNESCO protected Iraqi marshlands to the wilderness of the Barzan region. The waterways themselves were also severely polluted by the dumping of oil and hazardous chemicals. There is one current issue in Iraq, and it is political divisions in combination with high unemployment and devastating wars have made Iraq one of the most unstable countries in the Middle East. The last country that I want to talk about is Jordan. Jordan is an Arab country of the Southeast Asia in the rocky desert of the northern Arabian Peninsula. Jordan is bordered to the north by Syria, to the east by Iraq, to the southeast and south by Saudi Arabia, and to the west by Israel. The site at Tulaila al-Ghassul in the Jordan Valley represents transitional development from the Neolithic to the Chalcolithic period. The proximity of the Mediterranean Sea is the main influence on the climate of Jordan. The hot, dry, and dusty winds blowing from southeast of the Arabian Peninsula frequently occur and is locally known as Kamsing. There are two popular dishes in the Jordan, and they are Musakan and Masak. Their traditional visual arts survive in works of tapestry, embroidery, leather, pottery, and ceramics. Jordan's economy benefited from its well-educated population, strategic location, World Heritage tourism sites, and a reputation for stability in a turbulent region. Jordan's primary exports are clothing, chemical, and mineral resources such as potash and phosphate. The environmental problems that are happening in the Jordan, water scarcity, and desertification. The increasing of water extraction to meet demand carries a high cost, and Jordan is now accessing non-renewable water resources from fossilized deep-water aquifers. There is higher rates desertification due to soil degradation, which is only accelerated by urban expansion at the expense of agricultural land on one hand. Thank you for listening.